Hello, everyone. This is Charlie Tian again, and I'm very glad to see you again. And very glad to see you at every Wednesday, every first Wednesday of each month at 1 p.m. Central time here. And I hope everyone's doing fine. And if you can hear me, I'll be happy to see you. You're saying hello to me. You can just tap in the conversation box, the chat box there, and I'll be able to see it. And I hope you're doing well. The weather suddenly here become cold here in Texas, and it has been raining for 2 days. I hope it will be better tomorrow, and I hope you're keeping warm as winter is coming. Thank you. And today I want to show you some features I haven't talked very much before. The app we have, and also the Excel add-in. And if we have more time, I will talk about the screeners as well. And if you want to see what we have been doing, you can always come to the change log. And let me share my screen here. Here. You can always come here under the tutorials on homepage of GuruFocus.com, under tutorials here. And we have the change log here. You can click on that, and it will tell you what we have been doing, what we have been updating. And I hope that you can follow this page, and you will know more about what you are doing. And if you have any request, you can always contact us and send in your request, and we will consider it. We always consider the new feature requests, and I personally go through all of them. If I think it's reasonable, I will assign it to our developers, and our developers will put it in the working queue, and they will work on it. Okay, you can see that we have been working on the mobile app. We added filters to the all-in-one screeners here, and all-in-one screeners. We work a lot on all-in-one screeners, and also mobile app. We updated the financial page back in September, and backtesting was added to 9 US countries, over 80 countries back in September also. Historical comparison table, we added that. We actually improved that page in September. We've been busy and working on lots of things. And if you want to contact us, you don't know where to contact, you can always come to the chat box. We have a chat box here, and during the business hours of Texas time, you'll be able to get someone to chat with you when you need support. And if it is not business times, this same link will ask you to open a support ticket. And you can see our people here, and one of them will help you when you have problems, when you need help. Yeah, thank you again. Thank you all for coming during this time. And in the meantime, if I will start talking, and if you have time, if you have questions, please always tap in the chat box in YouTube, and I will be able to see it, and I will address your questions. Okay, first, I will briefly go through the mobile app. I know everyone knows how to download a mobile app, so I don't repeat that. And you can see that we have an announcement here. And for the mobile app, we have added the interactive chart. We have added the interactive chart and value screens. So basically, it's these screens, the value screens here, we have added into the mobile app, which including the 52-week lows and magic formula and Peter Lynch screen and all these screens. We have added them into mobile app. And we have also added the interactive data, interactive chart in the mobile app. If you are not aware about interactive chart, we do have users who are not aware. And you can always come to any stocks here and there's a tab for interactive chart. And you can come here, and it's a very powerful, it's the most powerful fundamental research chart I think that's available. And you can work with that, like you want to see the historical P/E ratio, you'll be able to see it, historical dividend yield, and all the financial data in charts, and also even your own customized data here. You can see it. You can see it here, and it's very flexible, and you can always use it and save it, and use it, share it into your articles, into your computer or anywhere network, and to share it with others. So this interact chart is now available in on the mobile phone also, and it's in the mobile app also. And yeah, of course, in the mobile app, you get to see the financials also, and the DCF calculator. That's something we added also, and we're working on actually on the all-in-one screener. All-in-one screener will be also available on the mobile app. So I hope you find it useful. I'm not sure how many people are using mobile app or a computer or PC. Can you let me know if you're using more PC for research, for stock research, or mobile for stock research? Please type in the chat box so that I can get some idea. We can get some idea. Okay, yeah, MBM. Okay, thank you for the comment. I think that okay, you added 3 field, which yeah, for that problems, yeah, please open a support ticket for the problem you have for the customized filter, and I cannot address those kind of problem live here, but if you open a support ticket, we should be able to help you. And for premium members, you are limited to 3 customized fields, and for Premium Plus, there's unlimited number of customized fields you can use. Okay, thank you, Blaine. And okay, yeah, we do have a mobile app, and we're adding functionalities to it. It should be quite powerful after we finish all the work. And personally, I always use PC for my stock research. I think a mobile phone is too small, the screen is too small to do serious research. And yeah, okay, thank you, Annie. I'm very happy to having you here, and thank you for writing for us too. And okay, that's a mobile app, and I encourage you to download it from the app stores and start using it. And it can be handy, but for serious research, I think I would still use PC. That's one thing I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about is Excel add-in. I mentioned Excel add-in before, and at this time today I want to show you a very detailed way of using our Excel add-in from installation to start to use it. And I will show you everything here. So I have the mobile app available on iPad. I think so. It should be available for iPad too. Okay, today I want to show you the Excel add-in here. I will start my Excel add-in, and I will uninstall it first. And then I will show you how to install it and how to start to use it. And I have it installed already, so you can see that there is a GuruFocus ribbon here. If I click on that, you can see that there's GuruFocus ribbon here. And if you see that, it means that you have installed the Excel add-in. But what I will do is I will uninstall it and to reinstall it to show you the complete process. So I close it and I close everything here. And first I go to the Microsoft add and remove programs, and here I look for GuruFocus. So there are actually two packages to install, need to be installed to use the Excel add-in. One is the Excel add-in, the main program itself. The other is it's called UDF library, and both of them need to be there to make the Excel add-in work. So now I uninstall both of them, and I install them, and then I will reinstall them. I will also show you how to install them. In this way, you will see the complete process. And I'm installing this again also. And Excel add-in can be very powerful if you do it, if you use it correctly, and if you spend some time on it, create your own templates, then it can be very handy. So now I open my web browser and come to GuruFocus again. Come to GuruFocus again, and here now, if you can see a manual says tools. That's where you download the Excel add-in, and you can see a tools manual here, and here number 6 is Excel add-in. If I come to this page, and you can click here to download it, and whenever you have problems, we have videos here about how to use it. We also have an FAQ area, and it answers most of the questions, and it should help you to solve most of the problem you will see during the installation and application process. So I click on this, I download it, the zip file, and I open the zip file. You can see there's a setup, and I click on this setup. It will start to install. It will start to install. I think it's finished already, although I didn't see anything. It should. And now if I come to Excel here, I open my Excel, and I come here, and okay, it's not there. So you can see that GuruFocus ribbon is not there. That means I didn't install it. Let me try again. Let me try again. If it's installed correctly, okay, now it's installing. Now it's installing. If you installed it correctly, there will be a GuruFocus ribbon there. And now now it says install, close, it finished. And now I come to Excel again. I open Excel, and you should be able to see a GuruFocus ribbon this time. And last time you didn't see it because I didn't install it correctly. And this time you should be able to see it. GuruFocus ribbon here. Yeah, you can see already here. GuruFocus ribbon is here. Now I click on that. Okay, it says I log out because I was logged in before previously. So now I log out, and I will log in also again. And login username password is the same, are the same as what you have on GuruFocus website. And now I log in again, and login takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it may tell you that network error or something. If that happens, you click on the login again, and after maybe 2-3 tries, it should definitely log in. And the reason is because sometimes there are some network synchronization speed problem, not fast enough. So that may happen, but when that happens, you can always try again. It should work. Now I come to the function here, and I want to insert the GuruF function. And if I click on that, it gives me a warning. It says the UDF, talk about the UDF library. And if you remember, I was showing you how during the uninstallation process, there's 2 packages. I just installed one, and the second one is Guru UDF library. And if I try to use it, it tells me that I need to install the Guru UDF library. And okay, basically it will install again, install Guru UDF library, and okay, now it installed the Guru UDF library. And now it's finished. It says UDF library setup with completed. And now I start Excel again, and this time it should work. It should be fully functional. And if it does not work, sometimes you do see problems. If you see problems, always go to the FAQ page I was talking about, and it should be sufficient to solve the problem you have. Now, if you look at the Guru ribbon here, and I try to insert a function again, this time it works. So if I just, for instance, I want to get Walmart price. I just first field I typed in Walmart. Second, I type in the stock price, and of course you can get everything you want. And it will start load. It should be able to get the price here. And another thing is, for instance, I put price here, just like use all the Excel, just like using Excels. And I have the price there. I have Walmart here, and for price, I don't use price. I just use the field here. I just use the field value here. The cell value here is price. So here calculation shows a C2, and it should. Okay, it should do it. It's saying that I typed something wrong here. Maybe. Let me check it. Price. Okay, if I type the stock ticker here, and I use, instead of typing the ticker there, and I use the cell value, and it's loading. The advantage with this is if I change to a different ticker, for instance, it should work immediately. And if I change to different, it's just a basic Excel function. In this way, you'll be using it. And now let me try that. I wonder. Okay, if I use price here again, okay, and now it's working. And stock not found. Shit. Okay, yeah, it's because when I click on that cell, it added a quotation mark there, and now it should be work. Oh, okay, why? Okay, yeah, use a cell value is better. And in this way, now if I come to different, if I want to go over, or I want to get a stock price of many stocks, not just one stock here, and for many stocks here, and I use Excel function, and if I type more companies here, and Tesla, I put here, I put more here, and I just use Excel function, just drag it, and it should get the stock price for all of the tickers I input here. And not just stock price. If I change to revenue, for instance, I change the stock price to revenue, and it should get the revenue for all the tickers here. So it can be very powerful and can be very useful if you do that. And for revenues, and I can not only I can get current, I can get in past the historical revenues too. For instance, now I'm trying to get revenue, and I want to get the the revenue from 2009, and now you want quarterly or annually. I want annually, for instance. I want to show the date, and I want to show the numbers vertically. And now I let it go. Should I let it go? Yeah, you always need to pay attention to a cell when you use it. So use a cell value is better. So now this time I got a Google revenue from 2009 and annual revenue from 2009. And if I, for instance, I change to a different company, and it will automatically get the revenue for that company. So in this way, you can get both historical value and the current value, and it can be really powerful by doing that. And we have created lots of templates here. And if you download one of these templates and you start on that, you will be able to use it quickly. And for instance, one template here is called historical values. And I download it, and I open it, okay. And I enable editing here, and I open it, okay. It's already working. So this company I'm using is IBM, and I'm trying to get all these historical ratios for IBM, current ratios and past ratios for IBM, P ratio, PB ratio, price tangible book, all these ratios. And if you change to a different company, I just change the ticker, and all the ratios will be displayed for you. Yeah, Google has a shorter history. So if I maybe use a longer company with a longer history, Walmart, and it will give you all the historical ratios. And yeah, for Google, if I scroll the company, this side, you should be able to see the historical values. And that's a way to get a template you can build. And you can do lots of things, and you can also do a chart, a DCF calculator yourself. Okay, for instance, this one, charting historical data. If I download this one and I open it, it's loading. With this one, I will be able to chart the historical value, a lot of parameters just in one click. I should be able to chart them, and it's loading. Okay, the company I'm using here is Costco. Yeah, after all the data is downloaded here, you can see we have created lots of chart: revenue, earnings, dividends, profitability here, net income. You can work on this based on this, and you can do a lot of chart here. And lots of parameters here. Of course, then you can change the style of the chart based on your own preference, and it will be easier for you. Yeah. Now, if I want to change to a different company, for instance, a company you maybe are interested, I change to Intel, and it's loading the data. Once the data is loaded, it will chart everything for Intel. Yeah, you can do a lot of work like regression and a lot of things here. Okay, there actually a list of tickers we put here, and you can just select the list. I think, yeah. It's reacting a little bit slow here. You can always change to any ticker you want. Once you create this template, you give it a time to just input a ticker. It will tell you which company you're working on, and then you will be able to see everything. And any chart, valuation chart, anything you create, you customize, and you do it. You only need to do it once and save it. And then you log in your GuruFocus XID account, your GuruFocus account here, and it should work. It should work for you automatically. And initial building is a little bit time consuming, but once you build it, can continue. You can always use it. Any questions so far? Any comments and questions on XID? I wonder if have you tried it before? If have you not, I encourage you to use it. It can be very powerful, and you can create more powerful charting tools with it than what we can do on our website with the interactive charts. Okay, great. If you don't have questions here on the XID, and I'll be happy to answer you any questions, you have on the website. And in the meantime, I encourage you to use XID. And if you have questions, you have problems in the installation process, you can always come to this FAQ area of XID page, and it should solve most of the problems. It should help you to solve most of the problems. And it works for both Windows PC, and it works also for Mac. Actually, it's a good question, Maria. Okay, Prevent. Okay, does it work for Google Sheet? It does not work for Google Sheet, but we have developed a cloud version. We're actually developing a cloud version of XID. And once we release that, and you should be able to use it just with a few clicks, just like you do with Google Sheet. We're doing a cloud version of this one, the XID. Okay, now I'll answer other questions. Meryl, where to find small caps that are undervalued? And that's actually a topic I was thinking to talk about today. You can find almost everything you want to find with our all-in-one screener. I'm not sure if you used it before. I'm not sure your membership status, but if you try our all-in-one screener, you can find almost everything you want to find. How do you define undervalued? First of all, how do you define undervalued as low PE or what? First, let's see the market cap. Okay, we have the all-in-one screener here. The market cap. You can always select the market cap if you want small cap. So for the maximum, I will select $1 billion. These days, $1 billion company is a small cap. Okay, I select market cap is less than 1 billion, so it displays all the companies that meet this requirement already. Company, and I'm just using U.S. stocks, U.S. market, and if you want to give a lower limit, if you want to have at least 100 million, so 100 million to 1 billion in market cap. Okay, now you want undervalued. Let's see, undervalued. We actually have a valuation, GF value, GF valuation. That's very handy. So you can use this modestly undervalued or significantly undervalued. Let's see, modestly undervalued, and yeah, you can get these companies, and to us it's modestly undervalued. Why? Because we're using the GF value. And if you come to this chart here, and when it's undervalued, it means the valuation, the stock price is lower than the GF value line here. And you can, of course, you can also look at the median P ratio chart, or you can just look at the P ratio, the historical P ratio, to see where it is, the P ratio right now, and to see if it's undervalued. Yeah, this companies, you can see that the P ratio is really low. P ratio, this one's around 10. This one P ratio is 6. They're all low, but of course, yeah, they are probably undervalued, but they are not. You can see the quality probably not that good. Then you can add the quality requirement. We call it quality rank. Okay, quality rank. You can, if it's ranking 7 or 8 above, the quality will be much better. And I just select the quality here and still look at the GF value chart. Yeah, the quality will be better for this kind of companies. And of course, if you want to see the list, you can go back to the active filters here. It tells you the list. And lots of OTC stocks here. If you don't want OTC stocks, just you can filter out OTC stocks here. Okay, now that's one definition of undervalued. But maybe your definition of undervalued is using the valuation ratio, so PE. Let's say PE ratio less than 10, and PE ratio between 5 and 10, for instance. When a PE ratio is too low, sometimes there might be other problems. And yeah, then if you think that undervalued is you need to have a definition. Is what is undervalued? PE ratio can be one of them, and you can also use a DCF. Some people prefer DCF. And okay, if I clear the PE ratio requirement here, and I come to DCF, a price to DCF. PS to DCF, I personally like the earning-based DCF. So the price, I want the price is less than DCF. So the price to DCF ratio is 1, maximum is 1. And between 0.5 and 1, for example. And yeah, in this way, you will find some stocks that's mirrored by DCF model, and it's undervalued. And we can look at the chart, but the chart may not tell you, the GF value chart may not tell you it's undervalued, but mirrored by DCF, it's undervalued. So there are lots of definition of undervalued. You really need to to have your own definition. You can use your own definition here. For different type of companies, you may have different definitions. For banks, for instance, you can have a PB ratio requirement. You can also have, for REITs, you can have price to FFO requirement. Lots of people love to use EV to EBITDA, and also earnings yield, which is a Joe Greenblatt favorite ratio. And yeah, we have lots of ratios here. And if you have a clear definition of what is undervalued, you can use it here. Now, I come to questions again. How does predictability star system work? Okay, the predictability star, we look at the predictability, the consistency of both revenue and the EBITDA of companies. And we rank the predictability over that. We look at least 10 years. We look at the revenue and EBITDA, the consistency, the growth consistency of at least 10 years. If a company had a loss during these 10 years, most likely it will be ranked very low. But if a company has good predictability, very consistent growth, it will have higher predictability. Let me just choose here. I chose a 3-star predictability here. Now, if I choose 3-star, you can see the GF value chart is now much smoother. And for instance, this company. Now I come to this company. It's called Winmark Corporation. And let's look at the revenue. See, the revenue and the net income is quite consistent. Although, of course, it has fluctuations. And the return, ROIC is very consistent. Yeah, when the predictability is high, usually you will see a good consistency in this chart. Of course, you can also see it in the 30-year financial page, and you will see a relative consistent revenue over time. If I look at the 15-year, this green line, you can see that the revenue is relatively consistent, and look at EBITDA, it's relatively consistent. So that's how it defines upgrade or downgrade. Upgrade or downgrade, usually it's done quarterly. When we have a calculation there, we don't do it manually. We have a calculation there. If a company consistency get worse, it will be downgraded. The on-watch list, how long does it stay on watch list? Hard to say. I would say maximum 1 year. If it has declined, for instance, then went to loss, then it will be gone, or the predictability will be much worse in that case. Any other questions about this part? If not, I will come back to the all-in-one screener. I'll go back to all-in-one screener. To show you more about all-in-one screener. Okay, I come here, and if you don't know how to use it, you can always use one of our existing all-in-one screeners. For instance, I personally like this high-quality, low capex value screener here, and I just select it from the manual. Just this one. I just select from the manual high quality and low capex, and I will get the filters populated already, and the stock is listed already here. And I like this one, and I personally invest in this list, list of stocks, and it has been working very well actually. And last time I checked it, I checked the portfolio consists of these stocks. I think outperformed the stock market this year by 7%, I believe. And the last year it outperformed also by maybe 6 or 7%. And it has been doing very well, this list of stocks, and it's one of my favorites, and I put real money in it, and it has been doing quite well. Okay, that's where you get our all-in-one screener, the high quality, low capex, the pre-existing screeners. You can always start from there. You can add and remove existing filters and build up your own filters from it. In that way, it will work for you in the way you want it. Okay. Any questions regarding to the all-in-one screener? If not, I want to show you the backtesting function. You can, if you don't know, there's the backtesting function here. For instance, I will backtest the screeners I created, and I use ranked by financial strengths and from high to low, and I just make simple 6 months rebalance from 2018, and now I do a click on it, and it will start work on the backtesting. You can see the stock list for 2018. For first half and second half, and 2019 first half and second half, yeah, you can see the list of stocks, and then you after finished can see the performance. Can see the performance here. Look at this performance. And if I remove some of the Dow Jones, I remove Russell portfolio again. Yeah, you can see that this portfolio, I just used the one I did. The backtesting tells me that it's this thicker line here. Backtesting tells me this strategy outperformed both SP 500, this red line, and the Nasdaq during the past 3 years. So, and yeah, that's what the strategy did, how the strategy did, and also with real money, and about which is similar to I just show you here, and it's doing pretty well. And I encourage you to use the backtesting function here also. And we have a lot more functions here with all-in-one screeners. I showed that chart function we added lately, the map function, and it shows you how to. It helps you to visualize everything, and the stocks, for instance, here stocks which pass the screen. If you want to see the change, you can see YTD stock price change. You can see it. You can see almost everything. P ratio of all these companies, and EV to EBITDA. Almost everything you can think of. And if I think, okay, dividend yield of these companies, and that's a chart. And you can also see it in a bubble chart. A bubble chart here, and a bubble chart to see different things here. That here as it's still on dividend yield. If I change to P ratio, you can see the P ratio distribution. If I change to x-axis here is the market cap, and y-axis is whatever parameter you select here, YTD, total return here in this case, and can see the returns of the companies you choose. This year, Google did very well, and I'm lucky with that one. Okay, and now you can see the results in the statistics also. It tells you that, the days change. You can see how many stock went down, how many went up. And this is relatively not very clear, but if I show more companies here, I show SP 500 companies here, can tells you how many stocks are up and how many are down for today. But if I want to show for this year, SP 500, how many are up, how many are down, and can see different range between negative 25% to 25%, only 3 stocks, and between 25% to 30%, there are 49 stocks. If I click on these stocks, click on that, it should brings me, check the results in screener. It should bring, so maybe there's a link problem not fixed here. Here it's here. Yeah, it shows you which stocks are within this range, between 25% to 30%, which stocks are really within that range. If I click on that, it loads, then it shows you which companies are there. And there are lots of companies above 75%, 22 companies above 75%, which are the best performing companies among SP 500. I can see which one did the best. Bath and Body Works did the best this year. Among SP 500 companies, it's up 141%. So it gives you a good statistics give you a good picture of how the market has been doing, and lots of parameters you can choose from. Some people maybe want to know the the dividend yield, the dividend yield. Okay, it tells you the dividend yield. There's 46 companies above SP 500, which has a higher than 3.6% yield. That sounds actually more than I thought. I didn't expect almost 10% of the SP 500 has this kind of high yield. Okay, let's open it. What kind of companies they are. And I click on that, you can see, oh, okay, utility companies, financial companies, and okay, healthcare companies. Walgreens has a 3.83% of dividend yield. Okay, different. The highest one is a utility company, Consolidated Edison Inc., about 4%. Yeah, this gives you a good picture of how how the market distribute in any parameter, lots of parameters you can think of. Price to earnings ratio. So this is a price to PE ratio distribution of SP 500 companies. There are 70 companies with above 57 PE ratio. Okay, you can see this company with the highest PE ratio. This would work if I load my PE. Yeah, if you load your portfolio, it should work. And I can show you here. If I start over here, if I go back to stock oil and screener, and I start over just to remove, reset the oil and screener to show you how, if you load your portfolio here, if you don't know what Bling's question is, you can load your own portfolio here. It's called load from portfolio. So in this way, you have your specific list of stocks. I have created a lot of portfolios over the years, and this here lists my own portfolio. But you can always create your own, and I load some. Okay, what I load is a Chinese company here, and I will. Okay, I load the different companies. Actually, I load Growth Guru portfolio. Let me clear it first. Let me restart. I load a portfolio, which, okay, Growth Guru's portfolio. This is actually some combined portfolio, the combined portfolio for from the portfolio of Casey Wood and Chase Coleman. Casey Wood, it was very popular last year, extremely popular last year, and still popular this year. And Chase Coleman was the best performing hedge fund manager last year, and put their portfolio together, created a list. I was observing how the portfolio would do this year, and mostly because there are some larger companies and a lot of high growth small companies here. That's from their combined portfolio. This now let's see the aggregate, how the stock have done this year, and okay, this is today's change. And if we look at the YTD change, okay, YTD change, it has not been doing very well. Our SP 500 has much more companies that were up, but not for Casey Wood and Chase Coleman. If I actually, you can add filters here. If I limit the stocks to smaller companies, less than $10 billion. Yeah, you can always add filters even after you load from your own portfolio. Yeah, I added stocks that has smaller, that's smaller, and you can, okay, at least it's probably 2. If I come to 50 billion, less than 100 billion. These days, 100 billion is a small company. It's funny. And okay, now if I look at the aggregate, and I look at the YTD change, this is from Casey Wood and Chase Coleman's portfolio. You can see they're among the growth companies that did pretty poor this year. Also, if I look at the bubble chart, yeah, you can look at the bubble chart and then you choose different parameters here. YTD change. Yeah, you can see which ones are up, which ones are down. I can look at that in a map also. Okay, now I'm looking back to the questions you may have. Can you think of adding median average functions to customized fields? And that's actually very hard to do. The reason is because to add median customized field, we have to load the historical financials up first. Then we calculate the median. Then we do the screening. And because before we load it, before we filter in, we don't know which one will meet your request, the requirements. We have to load every stock up to do the calculation. And in our database, there are more than 60,000 companies. Or even if you limit to US, there will be more than 10,000 companies. And so we cannot calculate that on the fly. We cannot. Then the screener will be extremely slow. Okay, now I come back to Grayson's. What's my view on ZG? I actually don't know about. Okay, Zillow. Okay, I actually never invest in company like Zillow, and the reason is because the growth looks tremendous. The reason is because I don't like investing in companies that always losing money. Like in Zillow's case, can see the net income is always negative, and you may get a star company in investing companies that keep losing money, like Tesla several years ago. You may get a star performer when you invest in money losing, but high growth companies. But it's just not my thing. I just don't do that. But some people, like Cassie Wood, she loves those companies, and she was lucky last year, although not this year. But sometimes you can get lucky by investing those kind of companies, but it's not for me. I want to be safe and still do better, do well over long term. And my strategy is investing in companies that are fundamentally strong. That's just my style. And if you want to learn more about my style, you can always read my book, Invest Like a Guru. You can get that on Amazon. Okay, and what is my view on Chinese stock market? I'm from China originally. I've been in the US for more than 20 some years, 22, 23 years. And I never invested in stock market in China before I came to the US, and invested a few back a few years ago. I still have them. They did really well. But okay, this year I bought some Alibaba and the Tencent. They were supposed to be the best companies in China, but because of the government crackdown on internet companies, and they did poorly, and I'm losing money on that on them. Although I think I still think they are good companies, but I kind of lost confidence in the regulation part of Chinese market, and I think the government is getting too strong. Getting so strong and too strong, the strongest among over the past 20 years, and the situation seems to be getting worse. So it made me think. It made me hesitate to invest more in Chinese stocks. I don't like the politics there. Are you thinking of starting a GuruFocus funds or ETF? Yes, I'm not allowed to talk about ETF or funds I'm starting, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. We will have a website for that. The website will be called GuruFocusETF.com, but it's not up yet. But I will be allowed to talk about that after the ETF is launched. I will let, yeah, we will send emails about that. But thank you for asking. Yeah, Richard, I kind of agree with your comment. Unfortunately, I think China market economy was doing so well over the last 20, 30 years, and the people's life was improved dramatically and much better than when I was back in China 25 years ago. So people are living much better these days. People are richer, they have cars, they have apartments to live, they have more than enough food to eat. But I'm not sure about what they're doing now and the impact to the economy. And the Chinese economy is facing some crisis, in my own opinion. The housing bubble is breaking. And the internet company was cracked down by the government. Yeah, I don't like what they're doing. So I will not invest. Even if I do, I will not invest a lot of money there. Okay, we're about to finish here, and I would love to see more questions. If you have more questions, I will be happy to answer. And again, when you use GuruFocus website, when you need help, we have lots of ways. You have lots of ways to reach us. One is the chat box. We have a chat support during business hours of Texas time. You can always find someone there. And if it is off business hours, still click on that button and you will be able to close, you will be able to open a ticket there. And we always look at the ticket and we will respond usually within a few hours if it's business hours. If not, we always reply on the next business hours. And what do I feel about rebalancing my own portfolio? I usually rebalance once a year, so I don't trade much. Okay, Richard, thank you. And Graham will be happy. Graham, he's laughing, and he's laughing. Yeah. He's waving to you and thank you. We had he went for wedding last time. Okay, the time before when we had Tom Russell here during the meeting, and we had Sydney here. Sydney was not experienced with moderating, and as she actually never did before. So if there's problems, I apologize for that. But Graham has been doing a great job with moderating and with all the technology setting ups. And okay, thank you all for coming. And as always, if you have questions, you can always reach us with a chat box or open a support ticket. And lots of time I personally look at the ticket too. Again, thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time on the first Wednesday, 1 p.m. first Wednesday of each month, Texas time. Thank you. Bye.